Father, forgive me, for I have sinned. I've patronized a live-action remake of an animated classic. How to Train Your Dragon is one of my favorite animated movies ever, which, by the grace of God, somehow led to one of my favorite movie trilogies ever. It's a touching father-son coming-of-age story with a fun world, cool monsters, and the best score of any movie of all time.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on!
Or at least it's up there with, like, Star Wars. It was so expressive in everything it did, with great subtle moments of visual storytelling that you can tell came from draft after draft of honing the script to make it fucking perfect. Little joke callbacks, bigger moment callbacks, character arcs, character mini arcs, let's go! Plus, one of the most iconic creature designs of all time with Toothless. Everyone loves Toothless, all my boys love Toothless. Oh, did I forget to mention it started a craze of 3D movies for like a decade after its release because watching this movie in theaters with 3D glasses melted the brains of millions of people across the globe. Master of characters, master of innovative technology, master of storytelling, 10 out of 10! The original movie stands up there with like The Iron Giant and Toy Story as one of the best animated movies of all time. So when I saw the trailer for this live-action remake, I should have been excited, right? Or like pissed off or anything. Instead, I was put into a flat state of non-being every time I saw something about this remake. It's like it sucked all feeling and emotion out of my body and I was left a nonplussed husk. It didn't look insulting. It was made by the same creator of the original, Dean Dubois, and I really didn't have any interest in seeing it. But see it I did, and what can I say about it? It certainly is How to Train Your Dragon, once again. The performances are well done for the most part, with some easy standouts. Gerard Butler reprising his role as Stoic, this time embodying the character physically, not just with his voice. You could tell he's really trying for something more here, walking the line between gruff Viking leader and wounded father. He does a good job showing that vulnerability in different moments than from the original, like in the beginning when he says Hiccup will never be a dragon slayer, he has tears in his eyes this time. Not in the original, that's something. The other standout that I could think of is Nick Frost as Gobber, who at first I didn't even recognize. He's just a lovable guy, and I love seeing him in anything whenever he comes up. Let's go, Shaun of the Dead. He does a good job adapting the character, pretty one-to-one from the animation, and I can't complain about anything he does. Everybody else is certainly there. Overall, not many of the other characters did much for me, other than seeing the kid from Deadpool 2 and going like, oh, hey. Hiccup's actor does a good job. You can kind of tell he's older than Hiccup's intended to be, with more of a square jaw, and overall feels a bit more like the Tom Hollandization of Hiccup to a degree that's just under the level of what I would find a problem. Astrid's actress, I think, comes across as pretty flat though, which sucks because some of the moments I was most excited to see come to life at this adaptation was from their relationship. Oh well. Overall, the best way I can describe it is this movie feels like a stage play performance of the original. Character designs were so expressive and weird, not focused on being cute or generic, but imperfect, which is kind of taken away by casting real-life, standard actor-looking people. The dragons still look great, and it's great to see Toothless's design being translated, but the dragons are still very cartoony in their design, with world-building elements that are like right out of a video game. Like, each dragon has a set amount of shots before they need a cooldown. But then they're also standing next to these kids that look like they're just right out of a suburban high school, so it's like, pick a lane. They didn't do anything to improve the original or make better use of the story being told in live action now. Everything is pretty much just the same or less interesting. It borrows from Disney's book of flat, boring cinematography, dull colors and lighting, with big empty sets! Now the big exception here is the dragon riding scenes. If you are going to see this movie in theaters, it will be for these scenes, and they do not disappoint. The camera work suddenly gets out of its recliner, puts down its beer, and takes you on a wild ride every time Hiccup and Toothless fly around. All of those scenes, combined once again with John Powell's unforgettable score done up with a fresh new coat of paint, were worth the price of admission alone. Again, one of the best scores in any movie ever made. I think in the end this movie brings up an interesting conversation about what it means to respect the source material. You hear that term a lot when it comes to adaptations or remakes in movies, TV, or even video games, and it's something I'm kind of curious about. On the one hand, you could say that this movie is incredibly respectful to the source material. There were no major omissions from the story, and its world and characters were adapted faithfully. Something that, like, the most recent Lilo and Stitch remake can't say. There were no stupid changes for the sake of changes, nothing that outright hurts the story or takes away from the original, but also nothing that adds to the original either. So I guess my question is, would it have been more respectful to the source material to just leave the story alone? This stems into a larger conversation about live-action remakes as a whole, but it seems like Hollywood is coming at these remakes with the attitude of, let's make this a real movie now, which I think does something to invalidate the whole medium of animation. Animators spend their entire careers fighting an uphill battle, trying to convince general audiences that animation isn't just something meant for kids, it's an art form. It's its own medium that allows for all kinds of things live action can only dream about achieving. So yeah, it's a good movie and a fun time. I'll never hate seeing this story on screen. It's an incredibly hard movie to hate, but I also think it's the most recent in an ongoing, harmful trend that does more damage to the source material than good. How to Train Your Dragon is an incredible animated movie. It's an incredible animated trilogy of films, and it doesn't need whatever help you think you're doing by giving it a live action remake. I think the whole trend is lazy. I think it's the most recent in a long line of Hollywood cash grab tactics. And I also think that it's reductive of the source material, while also actively preventing us as a culture from moving forward and exploring news stories. Imagine if they took this time and energy and told a news story in the world of How to Train Your Dragon. Would that have been more respectful to the source material? But maybe I'm just being cynical. I don't know. The big dragon at the end was pretty cool. Fuck, I'd probably watch another one of these, probably. I don't know.
Animation is cinema. Animation is not a genre. And animation is ready to be taken to the next step. We are all ready for it. Please help us. Keep animation in the conversation.